What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be chatting about my favorite strategy that ICT has that you can use to get funded in 2023. Okay, it's so simple that literally a monkey could do it. A 12-year-old could trade the strategy. I'm not even joking. Okay, it's just got a few steps that you need to follow in order to make it work. The best part about this, and the reason I love it so much, you literally only have to trade one time frame, okay? One time frame. You only need to trade one session, right? You've got an indicator that shows you exactly when the criteria will be met and what you need to look out for. And you can even set alerts to alert you, so you can go about your day, and once you get alerted, you just look for the entry criteria and hop right in. Seriously, it doesn't get easier than this, genuinely. Right, so without further ado, guys, I'm going to hop right in and show you guys the strategy. Just before we continue with the video, I just want to remind you guys to please head down below and give the channel a subscribe if you haven't already. Most of you aren't already subscribed to this channel that are watching this right now. So please do go down below and subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment below letting me know what videos you want to see in the future or what you thought about this video. Thank you very much, guys. Let's continue with the video. Right, guys, so I've gone back 2 weeks. Today is Friday the 26th of May. So I've gone back to Monday the 15th of May. And you may have seen me talk about this ICT strategy before. But this is just showing how potent it is. And guys, like I've shown before, the results on this is insane. People are getting funded. People are making consistent profits on this. So yeah, I will have shown that previously in the intro as well. People are really taking advantage of this strategy, and it's so simple as well. So basically all you're going to do is go firstly onto the New York time frame, which is UTC -4, so New York time zone. Right, then you're going to, firstly, from midnight to 8:30, you're going to mark out the highest point and the lowest point. Okay, and then your second rule is simply looking for price to move past those zones. Okay, then you're looking for a change of character. Then you're going to mark out fair value gap, okay, and finally you will enter on the FVG. Okay, you cover the highs and target 1 to 2 risk reward. Okay, it's that simple. That is the strategy. 5 rules, and that is all you need to do. So between 00 and 8:30, okay, you mark out the highest to the lowest point. Very simple. So I've got an indicator that helps me do this. That's how lazy I am. So you literally go and you get the sessions indicator. Okay, the indicator is here. If you search sessions, you use this specific one by Oro Rocks. Okay, you click on that and you go in and you change to these exact settings. Okay, 00 to 8:30, you make it London session, and 8:30 to 11 o'clock, okay, you turn that on. You turn Tokyo session off, you turn Sydney session off. Only London and New York session open. Of course, London is actually our, yeah, I guess it is our London session, to be honest, and New York is New York session, obviously. So I've changed the colors here. You can change the colors. Color 0 will be your London/Asia session, and this one here will be your New York session, which I've turned to blue, and the London/Asia session is set to gray. Okay, so then it will automatically every single day mark out the highs and lows. So here you can see this is the high and this is the low. So all we're going to do is, in this gray box, find the highest point that price action went to and the lowest point. That's all you're going to do, guys. Then once we get to this blue area, we're going to look for price to sweep and take out either the high or the low, whichever comes first. And one other crucial thing to remember, guys, Okay, trade ends at 11:30. Okay, so that's why I have the sessions tool here to end at 11 o'clock. Actually, sorry, not 11:30, 11 o'clock. Right, so it's set to go to 11 o'clock. So we do not take trades past 11 o'clock. Okay, because this blue area is where the manipulation usually happens. So now that we've had the sweep, we're looking for a change of character. Now I would be looking for price to break here in order to get a change of character. Okay, now price does break, so now we go to rule number 2. Okay, we look for well, we've already gotten to number 2. We then look for the change of character. Okay, so we then mark out the fair value gap. If you guys are struggling with fair value gap, there is a video in the description below where I explain all of that on my YouTube channel. Okay, so that is the gap. Bear in mind there is also a gap here, but we go for the extreme gap, which is the one furthest up. Okay, so we would put our position right here like so and target a 1 to 2 risk reward. Let's see if we get tagged in on this one. We do. See if this is a profitable trade for us. And there you go, 1 to 2 risk reward hit. Let's mark that out. So that is a winner. So we're now up 2%. If we're risking 1%, we would now be up 2%. So let's see if we can pass an evaluation in 2 weeks. Right, let's go on to the next day. I'm just going to skip across onto the 4-hour time frame so we can get a bit further. Actually, 1 hour is better. Just makes things faster. Right, once we get to the gray, okay, hop onto the 1 minute. Right, so we're waiting now for, so let's go into the 1 minute again. Now I'm going to move this to the lowest point, so we want price to come past that blue zone or go above this blue zone before we start looking for entries. Okay, let's see where it goes first. And obviously if we get to 11 o'clock and nothing's happened, then price is just ranging for the day. Okay, so we're kind of close to 11, but let's see if we get a change. Okay, we do. So this here I would consider my change of character, bearing in mind though that we've had a pretty strong move to the downside, but this here would be my change of character. Okay, why? Because this green candle did not break the previous candle's low. Okay, and so that would be classed as my fractal high. So I would then hop in right here for a long position at 1 to 2 risk reward. Okay, let's see if this one works out for us. And there you go, 1 to 2 risk reward. Easy peasy. So we're now on 4%. We're halfway to passing our evaluation. Bearing in mind, if we have an 8% target, which most prop firms have. So let's go into the next day, shall we? The gray indicator, the sessions indicator, really helps when you're back testing, because you don't need to be searching for times. It automatically is going to tell you exactly where you're at. Okay, so let's look again. So our highest point would be up here, okay, and our lowest point would be down here. So we're not quite at 8:30 yet, but we're almost there. Obviously we wait for the blue to come through. We're there now, and we have just broken the lows. So I would personally be looking for these highs to be violated before looking for positions. Now, yeah, so we're still waiting for that. Okay, so now we've whipped past, technically. So it's not a very strong break, but let's stick with the rules. Let's go for a long right here. Stops just below this wick. Quite a wide stop. Let's see if we can get it. and it went without us, okay? So unfortunately that one went without us. We would have been on 1 to 6 risk reward. And by the way guys, people are taking these exact trades, okay, that learned the strategy previously, and they are absolutely killing it. Literally these exact trades on Euro USD. So yeah, unfortunately it didn't come back to the zone. There was most likely a bullish order block in this zone. You can see that price was ranging here, so it didn't quite make it back to this fair value gap. It's possible that it still goes there and then goes, but personally I would not have this trade running, just for the record. Even if it does win, I would not have that trade running. So there you go. Alright, and again, I'm not cherry picking, I'm running through all of the data, but in my rules, if it already goes to take profit before it hits, okay, and it makes that move and it comes close to my limit order and goes, then yeah, I'm not taking that trade. Okay, and that's part of the rules. And again guys, I haven't gone through this data either, right? I'm just going through this with you. Okay, so that trade would have been a no trade day. So we're now on Thursday, so the week is coming to a close. Okay, let's go into the 1 minute real quick. Now let's see for market open what happens. Okay, so on market open we sweep the lows immediately. This is the lowest point, okay, that price got to. It's swept. Okay, and when I say swept, it just means that price has gone further than it. Now we're looking for the change of character. I would in fact class this as a change of character, because you can see this candle did not break this previous candle's body. And so what you can see is that price on the lower time frames would have come down and gone up here and then come down. So this here would be my fractal change of character. Okay, so now this would be my change of character up here. This would be my change of character now. Let's see if we get it. Price is ranging, so this now would be my change of character, but no, that's gone below. That's also gone below. So this up here is now my change of character. This now here is my change of character. We look at structure. Okay, so now this up here, but we are now getting late into the session. Let's see, now we've got some upward momentum. Let's see if we get the change of character. We're still waiting for this to break. Okay, so we got the break, and the only unmitigated fair value gap is this right here, so we will enter basically right here. We'll go long and we will cover the wicks of this down here, and we'll go for a 1 to 2 risk reward. Okay, and this is towards the end of the session, so lower probability, but it's still within our rules. Okay, so it taps in, you can see it's reacting to that zone quite nicely. And nope, we got a loser. You may have gone break even there, but that one is a losing trade. Let's hop on to the next one. So currently we are 3% up. This is the Thursday, so there's one more trading day for that week. Going on to the following day. Let's go on to the 1 minute. Right, so market has opened. This would be the high. We've gone further. No, actually this here is the high. If we are being very literal, we've actually just swept it. Right, you can see it just wicked above. So I would in fact class this as my change of character. We don't get that. Okay, price is continuing further. So now if we look here, this candle did not break this previous candle's high, so I would actually class this as a change of character if we get a move past that. We do. So now I would start looking at this as the potential fair value gap, but there are a lot in between, so it's possible that price could just come up to one of these and then go. So let's see what happens. I'm now going to set my order here, stop just above. 1 to 2 risk reward. Let's see what happens. So yeah, price basically just went without us. So yeah, unfortunately on that one, there would have most likely have been a entry on the lower time frames, but obviously we're not going lower than the minute. However, we still could get price go lower than this, but I doubt it before 11 o'clock. So that would have been a no trade day. Let's go on to the following week. So we're starting now on this week, would have been this week's Monday. A lot of people are trading Euro USD at the moment in our community with this particular strategy. Okay, we went a bit farther. Okay, 1 minute. Now the highs would be this grey zone right here, and we get the sweep. Do we get a change of character right away? No, this would be our change of character down here. Let's see if we get it. We do. So now we would simply enter on this gap right here. And guys, if you are actually struggling with fair value gaps, I just released a short video as well under my shorts as well that shows fair value gaps. Otherwise, in the description below there is also a YouTube video there that teaches you exactly how to do fair value gaps. So again, 1 to 2 risk reward. I mean, you can target so much more. A lot of people are taking really high risk reward trades, but personally for my style, this is what I prefer. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to see what happens here. I'm going to take a bit of a risk. Like we say, if the trade goes without you and it has done this, okay, so if this had done this, just missed me and gone, then yeah, I would have left it. I would have taken this out. However, price came and it took out more structure to the downside, and it's come up now, even though it's quite aggressive, which makes me a little bit more doubtful of it. However, because it has not come up to get any more, fuel, so to say, before the move, like so, I'm now going to let this hit and continue lower, hopefully. And now I will not, because you can see it did come up, okay, and unfortunately it tagged into this fair value gap down here and then went. So now I will remove this, okay, and as you guys can see, I'm doing this without any hindsight, okay. I'm not cherry picking any of the good trades that work out only, okay. Let's see, if price goes higher here, I will consider taking an entry once again, or if price targets these lows down here. Otherwise it's just going to range most likely. Yeah, and we're now coming on to 11 o'clock, so there's no more trades for that day. So Monday was a no trade day on Euro USD. So we now go on to Tuesday. Okay, so we're now here on Tuesday. Let's go back. So, go on to the 1 minute. Price has swept right here. Okay. Our change of character would be up here. Okay. Let's see if we get it. Or does price go lower? Price goes lower. So now I would be looking at this as the break structure that causes the fair value gap. Does this go lower here? It does. So in fact, this here would be our break right here. So I would now get long on this gap right here. As you can see, I'm not going to mark it out again, but this here is the gap. So I will put my order there. And stops just below, and a 1 to 2 risk reward. Okay. Okay, we're tagged into the trade. And there you go, 1 to 2. It actually goes really nicely. But there you go. And then we're done for the day. Now we go on to Wednesday. So we're now up 5%, guys. Okay. Let's see if we can pass in 2 weeks. Would be nice. But this is more a proof of concept, just to show you guys that it is profitable. Okay, without cherry picking. And you can quite easily see that given a month worth of data, you could quite easily pass your evaluation with this really easy 5-step ICT trading strategy. Okay, so technically we got this here, which is a nice sweep. It's just before the session though, so unfortunately that would not count. Some of you may have been like, oh, that looks like a sweep, and taken it, which personally I did, but that's a bit of discretion, so it's not following the rules. You can also see the accumulation happening right here. Let's see if we get a sweep of this, which will allow us to take long positions. However, it's about to come up on 11 o'clock, and it does, and unfortunately no trade on that day. So that is the Wednesday. Let's go on to Thursday. That is our low. Let's see if we get the sweep. We went too far by mistake, so yes, we do get the sweep. And see how price creates liquidity right here. Okay, so we get the sweep. And now we look for the change of character. So none of these are change of character candles because they all go further than one another. Okay, so the only change of character would happen up here. Okay, so we need price to come up here before we can start to look for positions. However, if we look here, this candle did not break this previous candle's high, so I would potentially use this candle if it gives me a fair value gap, which yes it does. So now I will enter right here on this fair value gap with my stop just below the wick and targeting 1 to 2. Of course you can target more, this is just what works best for me. Okay, let's see, we get tagged in nicely with a reaction, and there you go, let's take profits. So guys, we are now up 7% on Thursday. Let's see if Friday allows us to pass our evaluation. We would only need 1 to 1, but obviously I'll try to go for 1 to 2, but if we hit a 1 to 1 then we pass. Obviously we're following the rules, so 9% would be nice though. Okay, so so let's go on to the 1 minute. This would be our high right here of the day. If price goes above that, which doesn't look like it will, then we can look for shorts. If price goes below this, we will then start to look for longs. Let's see if we get it to go below. Oh, it's going up higher. Let's see what happens here. Oh, it looks like we're going to be looking at longs. Okay, there you go. So now our change of character would be right here at this candle, okay, because it did not break the previous candle's high. And again guys, the reason for that is if you dissect these candles, you can see it goes down. This candle would be going all the way down and up. That's why it's a green candle, okay. And so this would be a high, and so this candle here did not break the previous candle's low, so this is the fractal high that needs to be broken, okay. Okay, so it does break. So now I will hop in at this fair value gap, okay, even though it's lower down, that is the extreme fair value gap. Let's see if we pass. It might be a loser, and then we would have to wait for obviously the following weeks. And it might be a loser, guys. This might be a loser. No! And then we passed, just like that, 1 to 2. So let's double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 9% over these 2 weeks, if I've been counting correctly. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 10% minus the 1 loser, which is now total of 9%. You could have had 1 extra loser in here somewhere for not following the rules, but you know, you still would have passed in 2 weeks just using this simple system that's fully mechanical, guys. It's like a robot. I could actually code a robot to trade this strategy. So I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. A lot of you, like I said, aren't subscribed already, so I would just like to request that you guys hop below and subscribe to the channel, as well as leave a comment on what you want to see in future videos or what you thought about this video. Thank you so much for all of your support this far, guys. This channel really could not do it without you. So thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.